This video is made primarily for my students who mentioned that they were very interested in starting a journal. And I looked at some options taking into account what you said you'd prefer to do, which was to keep a document on a computer rather than handwrite a journal or videotape a video journal. So I looked at some options and felt with the tools that you use in Google Suite that the best option for you is a Google document. And I'll be taking a few minutes today to record some quick tutorials for you on how to get your journal started and how to preserve it and add things to it that you might need. So let's get started. Many people are keeping what's called a virus diary during this time of lockdown. We're in an unprecedented time in history, and it's a good time to record what's going on with your life. When you get older, you'll be sharing these stories with children and grandchildren and maybe even your own students. There is an excellent article written by the New York Times by Amelia Nierenberg about the quarantine diaries. And I took this example of Addie's journal from her article, where she calls her journal Ella. She's handwriting it, and she has an excellent example of some of the things that can be done in a journal. The 5 tutorial videos that'll be following will be how to start your journal, tools to narrate for those of you who don't type fast, how to copy and paste both text and snips, how to upload a picture, and how to preserve your journal, since your Google Suite will go away when you leave the school. We want to make sure that your journal doesn't. I'm going to share with you a few snips from my own journal just to give you ideas. I did start with news of the school closures, and that was my starting point. Yours may be a particular death or news that you heard about the virus. Maybe you have relatives that are in China or in Spain. So wherever the starting point is, you probably want to include that in your journal. This is one entry just from yesterday. I do put in snips every day from the Johns Hopkins site. My son currently is in Nassau County, New York, one of the hardest hits. And so I'm kind of tracking how the numbers there of how many infected and how many have died in my journal. And then I'll write down something I did that day. The sun is shining. I went for a walk with my husband, and I took a few photos, so I included those in there. You can't really see it in the shot, but there's a moon right above the hillside that I found very fascinating, and of course the daffodils. I include snips of things that I either get emailed or I've found online that I've really appreciated that day. And here's a prayer by Brother Richard Hendrick. And the amazing snip of my daughter's treehouse in Terraria that she texted me. Your journal can record daily events, celebrate wins, record words of wisdom. You can write in your journal favorite quotes from books that you're reading. You can make lists of memories of funny things that your brothers and sisters, your parents, your grandparents are saying or doing. One of my favorite scenes is my husband visits his dad through the window at the nursing home. And so he uses like a whiteboard to write messages and gets messages back. So you can illustrate your dreams of the future. Some of the most beautiful journals that I've been looking at include drawings. That's harder to do on an electronic journal, but you can take your drawing and take a photograph of it and upload that photo to your journal. So don't let an electronic journal stop you from drawing. So stay tuned for the next couple of videos to help you get this started. If you're keeping an electronic journal, privacy is an issue. So we'll also address that as we go along. If there's something that you've written in your journal that you want to share, I'd be glad to read it. Nierenberg quotes publisher Mr. Heron In our article, he says what makes history is people who write some stuff or keep some pictures. This is how we communicate across the centuries. I hope you're safe. I hope you're secure. I hope you find moments for hope